Okay, now what we're going to do is to have a look at CNET and have a look at incoming timesheets, make sure that they're correct, and if they're not correct, go through the process of making changes to the timesheet so that we can pay them correctly and be paid from commensurate. So this is probably an ideal activity for first thing Monday morning, and here's the way that I would do it. If we start on our home screen here, you can come down to this section here that says timesheets. Now it breaks it into 4 areas. The ones that are probably of interest are unsubmitted, or any of these basically. You can go to unsubmitted. Let's have a look. Okay, and we can see that there are a few people here that have not submitted their timesheets. We can look at pending approval, and these people have submitted their timesheets, but they have not yet been approved by their supervisors. So we can make changes to the timesheet provided that the supervisor hasn't already approved the timesheet. So if they've been approved and they're wrong, what we need to do is to ring help desk, get them to unapprove it, we make the changes and then resubmit them. So as an example, if we look at timesheets recently approved, so Elizabeth Casey for the week ending Sunday, which is the Sunday just gone, she sent in her timesheet, it's been approved. And if I look at that timesheet and I look at the timesheet activity log, that tells me what's happened with the timesheet. You can see that on Friday after work, Elizabeth submitted the timesheet, and then shortly afterwards, Russell Fink approved the timesheet. So if I were to look at the work details for that timesheet, those are the hours that are being claimed. If we thought there were an issue there and we wanted to make a change, we couldn't do so because it's already been approved. We would then need to ring help desk, get them to unapprove it before we could make the changes. Let's have a look at a timesheet that's been submitted but is pending approval. So these are the ones that we can actually make changes to. So the first one here is Samuel Champion. Let's have a look at his timesheet and look at his timesheet activity log. So Friday night, Sam's submitted his hours, and then just earlier on this evening I was unsubmitting and resubmitting it, so I'll talk you through that process. For argument's sake, like everything's fine on this timesheet, for argument's sake, if I wanted to break down Monday into standard time and then time and a half, so for example he might have worked 12 hours and we're putting in a certain number of hours at normal time or standard time and the other times at time and a half. What I would do is come over to this side and this little blue arrow here, wherever we want to insert an extra day, have that blue arrow there. Oh, first of all I have to unsubmit it, so I'm unsubmitting it. Now I can make the changes. I want to add an extra Monday, so the blue arrow is already pointing to Monday and I just go add. Now you can see I've got 2 Mondays, which means I can change the end time from maybe 8:30 to 5:30 or whatever standard time. Then I could have 5:30 to 9:30 at time and a half or double time, or whatever the options that it gives me here are. And there's some options there. Note that the options that are in here are set by commensurate. So if the options that you need are not in here, you'll need to ring help desk and get them to add them for you. So what I would do then is I would make the changes, I would then save the timesheet and then submit the timesheet. That would then go to the supervisor for their approval. They would approve it and it's all good. But for the argument's sake, because I don't want to do that, because this timesheet is fine, I'm going to go into this blank Monday here that I want to get rid of, and I go across to the right, a little X, click that. Now we're back to the original timesheet. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to submit it on the temp's behalf. Just as a double check, I'll go into that timesheet activity log, and you can see I've been doing that a couple of times tonight. So that's it, pretty simple. If it's been submitted but not approved, we can make the changes that we need. But if it's been approved already and it's incorrect, we need help desk to unsubmit the timesheet and then we make the changes.